How much time do you think you need to prepare for a crowdfunding campaign? Hey guys, my name is Kirsten Ross, and I'm the host of the Crowdfunding Uncut show and podcast. This is where we get funders like yourself funded by covering tips and tricks. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with latest interviews as well as our weekly crowdfunding tip. And the tip that we're going to be covering today is really, what is the number one mistake that you think project creators make? Well, let me tell you that from personal experience with crowdfunding, I actually literally fell into crowdfunding. The very first campaign that I was a part of, we did everything wrong. It was for a wearable tech brand called Thin Ice, and eventually we went on to be successful. But that very first campaign we launched, had no clue what we were doing, and ended up failing. We raised $17,000 out of a $50,000 goal, which, you know, 17 grand is okay, but it's not okay when you don't have enough money to manufacture the product and deliver what we said we would. So that is, in crowdfunding terms, that is a failure. So after analyzing everything we did and speaking to tons of people like yourself, I noticed a trend. And the trend was that when you launch, Kickstarter and Indiegogo, just because they have an audience doesn't mean that all you have to do is launch on their platform and you're going to be successful. That is the worst thing you could do. If you want to know how we took Thin Ice, that failed campaign, and actually turned that around within 2 months and launched a mega successful campaign that ended up doing $600,000 on Indiegogo, the number one thing that we will tell you that we changed was that we had an audience going into it. So what is the number one mistake that you can do? Well, it's not preparing an audience, and it's thinking that just because Indiegogo and Kickstarter have thousands of people going to it every single day, that your campaign is going to be successful. Now, let's think about this for a minute. Have you ever taken a second just to go online to Indiegogo or Kickstarter and look at some of the campaigns? Have you ever looked at some of the campaigns on the front page and seen that hundreds of people have backed that project and they've raised thousands of dollars? And all of a sudden you're interested. You're interested because this is something called social proof. If you see that a lot of people are jumping on board, then this is probably something cool and something you should pay attention to. But what if you get the reverse situation where someone sends you a campaign that's been running for a week? They have maybe 5 backers. They've raised $500 out of a $25,000 goal. You're thinking to yourself, actually, just pause. What do you think? Are you likely to back that campaign or not? Hell no. That is not what I would back, because I look at that and think, wow, nobody wants this, so I'm probably going to pass. And my friends, that is the risk you take by launching without an audience. So hold on, why doesn't this work? Why can't you just launch a campaign that you've thrown together last minute? And why am I saying that that's not going to be successful? Well, let me explain this in terms of how platforms like Indiegogo and Kickstarter work. What they do is Indiegogo and Kickstarter, as I mentioned in a previous video, Indiegogo or Kickstarter, these platforms take a commission off of every project that is on their platform. So in order for them to make money, they actually want to be emphasizing campaigns that are making them money. And the campaigns that are making them money are the popular ones. So what I'm going to get into is something called the popularity algorithm. So the popularity algorithm basically says that certain campaigns, as soon as they launch, based on number of backers, number of transactions, amount of traffic, amount of comments, essentially like the amount of activity on your page as soon as you launch, if that hits a certain threshold, it's actually going to boost your rankings on the site. And if that boosts your rankings on the site, that's how you're eventually going to get into top of your section, like if it's tech, for example, to top of trending to front page. And the higher you go on the website, the more traffic you get. So in order for you to rank on the site, you need to be pumping in a lot of activity day one. And that's where you'll hear people say, okay, you got to get funded as quickly as possible. And if you don't have an audience, you have a pretty much 99% chance of not being successful. It's maybe the unicorn that has a chance of going up with zero audience and then hitting trending if it's something just incredible. So what I'm saying is that you have to do a lot of the work yourself to build an audience and make sure that as soon as you launch, people from your own network, your own email list, your friends and family, that they're ready to jump on and support you, because those early backers are going to be the people that will be responsible for you hitting that trending section. And when that happens, that's how you are going to start getting momentum, and other people, such as the Kickstarter Indiegogo community, are going to start paying attention to your project. So that is the number one mistake creators can make. Now, in our next video, we're going to be telling you, or going over, not telling you, going over, I did it again, how you can take some of these principles, now that you know you have to build an audience, how to build that audience. So check back next week. And apart from that, I just want to say thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to this video. If you cannot wait to see what audience building tips we have in store for you, if you see on this side, there is a beautiful freebie called 5 Ways that I recommend to help you get started building your audience. So if you head over to crowdfundinguncut.com, you could just press on that button and we'll get that right to your inbox. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see you next week.